Hello and welcome to AccentBase.com. Today we're going to be looking at the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA as it's also known. We're going to be looking at how it works, what it actually is, and how it relates to the AccentBase linguistic system. So what's the IPA? Have you ever noticed those funny looking characters next to every single word in a good dictionary? Well, they're a set of 44 phonetic symbols that represent all of the sounds in the English language. This IPA system was first created by a group of linguists in the 1880s as the science of linguistics emerged. And it was hoped by them that it would actually supersede the Roman alphabet and all of its problems. Obviously, that never happened, but what did happen was they left us a fantastic educational tool that's widely used across the globe by language learners of all kinds. So, how does the IPA actually work in principle? Well, a very rare occurrence in English is when a single spelling can have two completely different pronunciations and the word has the same meaning. And both pronunciations are acceptable. Neither, neither, either, either. Now, some people say this is down to where you come from, but I use them both at different times, and I'm not quite sure why that is. And both are correct, both are acceptable. The problem is, if we really want to outline this anomalous difficulty, how do we actually do that in the written form? Well, if we use the IPA, we can actually see that they're different. Neither, neither, either, either. So as I've already said, this type of thing is very rare in English, where you have two completely separate pronunciations for the same word with the same meaning. So how do we apply the system to regular words? Well, a clear example of its use is provided by the wonderful OUGH spelling in English. Now, this can have many different pronunciations, and there's no way of telling which pronunciation it should be just by looking at the word. So here is the list of words with an OUGH spelling, where the GH is always silent, which isn't too much of a problem. But let's have a look at this. Through, though, thorough, bow, bought, cough. So there's 6 completely different pronunciations for the same spelling pattern. Now, as a student of English, you can see that people will struggle with this. How do we say these words? Can you see a pattern here? I can't see anything. It's just totally crazy. And my favourite one of all is thorough. When that's it, when the other two say through and though. I mean, how do we overcome this? The only way you can overcome these problems is by applying a phonetic system and using the IPA symbols to check in the dictionary what each word actually says and how we say it. And then it's down to the student just to remember it in any way they can. Well, now if we isolate one particular common spelling in English that has different pronunciations, EA pattern. Now, in the EA pattern, we get words like read, read, lead, and led. Now, the meaning is different here, depending on the pronunciation, but as a tutor or a teacher, I can only say sometimes it's like this and sometimes it's like that, and I can't give any rule once again, or I can't show students any pattern, because if you look at these 4 words, the 2 pairs are spelt exactly the same. Now, if you're beginning to feel a little bit sorry for the student of English and all of this crazy spelling, well, you're starting to understand the need for the IPA and how we can actually use it as teachers, as students. If you're a native speaker, you might remember learning all of these spellings in school, and it is something that some people struggle with all the way through their adult lives. Spelling in English has never been properly overcome. We've never developed a system that moves away from the history of mixed language and suppression of the language, etc., which is the reason for all of these anomalies. In very, very basic terms, English spelling is just weird.